I don't know what compelled me to say yes. Maybe it was the intoxicating charm of his old-fashioned manners, or the way his voice carried a timeless allure. We matched on a dating app, a detail I still can't explain. His bio read, "A hopeless romantic looking for someone who sees beauty in the unusual." Intrigued, I messaged him. His name was Elias, and his words felt like poetry in motion. He suggested we meet at the Orchid Lounge, a little bistro tucked away in the heart of downtown. Something about his profile picture, a black and white photo of a man with piercing eyes and a vintage suit, felt eerie yet captivating. The night of the date, I wore my favorite dress. As I approached the bistro, a strange chill ran down my spine. The air seemed heavier, like a storm was brewing, though the sky was clear. Elias was already waiting for me. He stood as I entered, his figure tall and elegant, dressed in that same vintage suit. His face seemed even more flawless in person, though something about him felt off. "I'm glad you came," he said, his voice like a melody from a forgotten time. We talked, and he was everything I imagined, charming, witty, and deeply insightful. Yet the restaurant felt unusually cold, and the other patrons seemed distant, their conversations a mere murmur. When our food arrived, Elias didn't touch his. "Not hungry?" I teased, trying to lighten the mood. He smiled faintly. I preferred different sustenance. His cryptic response hung in the air, thick and uneasy. I brushed it off and continued talking. But as the night wore on, strange things began to happen. The candle between us flickered violently despite the still air. The sound of clinking glasses seemed to echo unnaturally loud, and I swore the other diners were staring at me. No, through me. Then Elias reached across the table, his hand brushing mine. His touch was ice cold, sending a jolt through my body. I yanked my hand back, startled. "Are you all right?" he asked, his eyes wide with concern. Or something darker. I think I should go," I stammered, standing up. The room spun and I felt a sudden wave of dizziness. As I turned to leave, Elias appeared beside me, though I hadn't seen him move. His eyes held mine, and for the first time, I saw the truth. His irises shimmered like liquid silver, and his once perfect features seemed to flicker, revealing hollow, skeletal contours beneath. "You can't leave," he whispered, his voice echoing unnaturally. "Not yet." The doors of the bistro slammed shut on their own, and the other diners vanished like smoke dissipating in the wind. I was alone with him now. "You said you wanted someone who sees beauty in the unusual," he murmured, his form flickering between solid and transparent. "Stay with me just for tonight." Terror gripped me as I backed away, my heart pounding like a drum. Suddenly, the world dissolved into darkness, and I woke up in my bed, drenched in sweat. But my relief was short-lived. On my nightstand sat a single orchid, its petals shimmering with an unnatural silver glow. Attached was a note in familiar, elegant handwriting. "Until next time. Elias." I never went back to the Orchid Lounge, but sometimes, when I'm alone, I feel the icy brush of Elias's touch and hear his voice whisper, "Until next time."